That breaking news is down in Osceola County, where there's been an arrest in a triple homicide. West Shoe's Greg Fox is live in that neighborhood tonight. And Greg, this man has been on law enforcement's radar for years now.
He really has. Ahmad Bourget was arrested back in 2021 for attempted murder after shooting up a convenience store, but he wasn't convicted. I'll explain more about that in a minute as we give you a look now at the neighborhood that's just really opened back up as the sheriff's office crime scene techs have just rolled out of here. There's just a little bit of crime scene tape there now on a patrol vehicle, but it's mostly over. Now, this is the Indian Hill subdivision, number 296 Indian Point Circle. That's where three men's bodies were found today. It's also right next door to the home where Bourget was living. While the sheriff's office is providing few details about the shooting deaths of three men, neighbors tell us the home was where the murders occurred was frequently used as a rental. In a release earlier tonight, Sheriff Chris Blackman said there is no threat to the community as a suspect in this horrific and senseless collection of murders has been caught and arrested by Osceola County deputies. Here's what one of the neighbors told us.
It's a little concerning. I have a daughter. Thank God she's not here. That's concerning, especially that this individual shot openly in a public area like a gas station for a simple thing as an argument and was released. So it's not surprised. It's scary, but it's not surprising.
More now on the prior arrest. Back in May 2021, Bourget was charged in the wild scene that unfolded at a Wawa convenience store. Shots were fired at random cars. One man was injured, but he survived. Bourget was charged with multiple counts, but when the case went to trial the following year, he was acquitted by reason of insanity.
Let's keep going.
A deeper dive into his criminal history reveals mostly small, nonviolent crimes, drug arrests, and so on in Osceola and Orange counties, but nothing to suggest what might motivate someone to commit a triple murder. Again, it's right now not clear what the motive is. It is expected that Bourget will have some type of mental health evaluation given his past history. And we're getting.
I'm sorry if I roll my eyes and that offends somebody. He ended up killing three people.
Gathering more information as we get it, and we'll bring it to you when we do. Covering Osceola.
Now let's get over into this next video, see if it gives us any more detail. We're going to go listen to the sheriff.
So yesterday, January 17th at a little bit afternoon, we received some calls from shots fired at the Indian Point subdivision. The address was 296. The victims, the three people that were murdered, were staying at a rental property and they were having vehicle trouble. So they had actually extended their stay waiting on service for this vehicle. The first call we received was at 12:14 p.m. There were shots fired in the neighborhood. Our deputies responded at 12:19. The first deputy was on scene, and upon his arrival, he saw the three bodies laying in the yard. He called for more assistance. Other deputies responded. We set up a perimeter, and by 1:13 p.m., we located the suspect inside the address at 298 Indian Point, which is the house next door to where the people were shot. The suspect was arrested eventually and transported to Osceola County Jail, and he was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, premeditated murder, and you all saw today he had his first appearance with no bond, so he's being held there. I'll say this, we lost 3 people, which is sad because it's 3 tourists that come here to visit our area. It's cold-blooded, it was premeditated, there was absolutely no issues, there was no conflict between these people. This is just random, and this happened to be the person who lived next door.
Okay, that was a little confusing to me. He said premeditated and random. I'm assuming it's just a random murder.
These guys were the victims, but because our deputies responded so quick, we actually flushed the guy back into his house and kept him out in public because had we not been there, there were other people out and about that could have been victims as well.
He may premeditated to go onto a strike.
How long those victims were staying at the house before this happened?
We're still looking into that. I don't know. Typically a rental like that would be a week, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure. We'll know more as we engage in the investigation. We're looking into that right now.
So these were just people who showed up to vacation?
Yes.
Do we know where they came from?
We do. We've made notification to 2 of the family members. We're still trying to locate the 3rd one. I just spoke to our sergeant about that. We're having difficulty locating the next of kin for the 3rd person. So once we get that person notified, we'll make their names available, and we'll also tell you where they're from.
Were all the victims related to each other or different?
2 were related and 1 was not.
So what's the one that wasn't that you're still waiting for?
Yeah, we're struggling to find next. We just found a relative, we think. So we're reaching out to that area's jurisdiction, law enforcement, see if they can contact the family for us.
Any idea at this point what, if anything, precipitated this?
As of right now, we have nothing. It just looks like a random. But again, the investigation, it's ongoing, it's fresh, it's new. We're just a little bit over 24 hours into it, so we're trying to gather the facts so we can give you guys. I don't want to give you bad information, I want to give you good information. So we're going to try to give you better information. And we're going to look at this again Tuesday. Obviously, our office is closed tomorrow, but the detectives are still working through the MLK holiday tomorrow. So as information becomes available through Kim and myself, we'll make it more available to you.
And so where the suspect was from, that was his home, where the 3 tourists were at, they were renting out that place?
Correct. And then we did a search warrant on the house where the suspect was at, and we found some stuff in there. That we found 2 weapons there. And we're going to make sure, send them off the lab to see if they were actually used in the commission of the crime.
Any other families staying with him at the house? Anybody else?
There was one, but he left the day before.
So he was there alone.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's a crazy, coincidence. They said that they had one. If you didn't hear it, it will be increased, of course, when we're watching it. But they said that one family member was there and they left the day before. So it could have been a quadruple murder if he wouldn't have left, or he or she.
He left. What's today? Sunday. So it'd have been Friday morning. He left Friday, and then the suspect. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I believe we got the gist of it. Let's go over to this next video. Let's see if we can find out more, because they don't have much about the why he did it, or just know it was a triple homicide. But let's hear a little bit more about his previous case.
This isn't the suspect's first arrest. Deputies say he shot up a gas station nearly 5 years ago. That case ended with an acquittal by reason of insanity. New tonight, a man whose car was left riddled with bullet holes that night in 2021 says he's horrified to hear of another shooting. Fox 35's Marie Ettinger is the only local reporter to speak with him. She joins us now live. And Marie, the previous victim says he recognized the suspect's name while watching the news.
That's exactly right, Manny. He had no idea Boja was out on the streets again, and he kept saying how sad this story is. For him, that's in part because he says he could have predicted this might happen again. Litfila Normatov walked inside a Wawa in April of 2021 and heard gunshots.
It is scary, then it affects me emotionally,
Normatov says he helped women and children hide inside a storage closet, then went outside to help a man who was on the ground bleeding by the gas pumps.
He shoot 9 times to my car. He shoot the guy 5 times.
That man incredibly survived, and the Osceola County Sheriff's Office arrested Ahmaud Boja for the attempted first-degree murder of that random stranger, plus aggravated battery for the damage to Normatov's car. But in the end, Boja was found not guilty by reason of insanity. That means Boja and his attorney admit he committed the crime, but because of a mental illness, he either didn't understand the consequences or didn't know what he was doing was wrong.
See, I wholeheartedly disagree with. It's just yes. A mental illness. If they are truly mentally ill, I don't know. Punishment. I don't know if punishment is the right word, but you can't just if you killed a bunch of people, and crazy or not, you still killed a bunch of people. So I think you need to be locked up, maybe in a mental hospital for the rest of your life. You won't be in prison, but you definitely need to be somewhere for the rest of your life under supervision. You can't just be found not guilty and just go about your day like nothing ever happened. At least that's my thinking. But let me know your thoughts. Let's keep going into this.
The statute Florida's Attorney General told Fox 35 he wants changed.
At the end of the day, we need dangerous people, we need murderers, we need violent offenders locked up and away from our children, away from society as long as possible.
The doctor evaluating Boja found at the time of that plea he no longer met the criteria for involuntary commitment to a state mental institution, which requires a substantial likelihood the defendant will inflict serious bodily harm on himself or another person. Attorney General Othmeyer wants a new law to require commitment to a mental institution instead of jail if you plead insanity.
If there's risk of them harming others, we need to ensure they're locked up.
It took Normatov a while to recover after Boja's attack.
I sold my company because I couldn't handle it, you know? So it took me like 6 months to become myself.
He tried to disconnect. He didn't know about Boja's insanity plea until I told him. And he didn't know Boja was out of jail until he saw him on the news, accused of killing 3 men in cold blood.
The person shoots once in the public. Who knows? He's gonna shoot again.
There must be something. There must be something wrong with some of these people. I mean, the people who would just let this go. Come on now. He shot randomly 9 times at people out at a gas station. And then he pleads insanity and was able just to go home. Now they did say that they're working on changing the law, so they are automatically committed right after they plead insanity instead of jail time. But it's a crazy situation. Who is to blame? The judge? The lawmakers? Who is to blame for this?
Boja has had some other criminal charges and convictions over the years. He stole some clothes from a Macy's in 2019. And in 2015, he served a few days in jail and got a 1.5 years of probation for drug charges. But those actually came about because an Osceola County Sheriff's deputy tracked some stolen goods to his home. That deputy said in Boja's arrest report that he was already aware of Boja because he was a suspect in a rash of burglaries, all committed within walking distance of his home, and because he was already on probation for other drug charges. That was while he was 18 years old. Live in Osceola County, Marie Ettinger, Fox 35 News.
The world is a crazy place, y'all. The world is a truly crazy place. Now, of course, we got to go to the AI breakdown to see if we missed anything. So 3 out-of-state tourists were shot and killed as described by a random senseless murder. So it happened around 12:13 p.m. All 3 men were tourists who were extended their stay by 1 day due to a rental. 1 day. So here are the names of the victims. We got Robert Lewis Craft, Douglas Joseph Craft, and James John Punknin. If I said the name wrong, I'm very sorry. And he got 70, 68, and 69. Oh, God. Circumstances. So they stated that there was no conflict or prior interaction between the suspect and the victim. So truly random attack. Just like the gas station he shot up years ago. And so the arrest, so I'm not even going to try to say his name, 29, was apprehended shortly after the shooting because his property is right next door. He is currently held in the jail without bond on 3 counts of premeditated murder and 1 count of resisting arrest without violence. And then he has a history, so that was that 2021 attempted murder. He is scheduled for hearing April 2026. It's a crazy world we live in, y'all. It's truly crazy world. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.